we'll see. We'll see. And we will talk about the offensive line. I know Ramilia says, can't believe they still have Jimmy on the roster. They could have cut him and paid and kept Tomlinson. Now, what do you think about that? Because I tend to lean on, hey, I trust John, I trust Lynch and Shanahan. They know what they're doing, and they're making the best decisions for the team, right? Now, they kept Jimmy this whole offseason. Lincoln Tomlinson, I don't think he might have missed one start in the last 5 years of his tenure with the 49ers. And first of all, great trade by John Lynch to acquire Tomlinson. I think he was a former first round pick from the Detroit Lions. So that was a hell of a trade. I believe we traded day 3 capital to acquire Tomlinson, and he damn near had a Pro Bowl season last year. And we know he was going to cash in on getting an extension. I don't think the Niners valued Tomlinson at the whatever the salary he got from the Jets, obviously, and that's why he left. But this could be this decision could come back to bite the 49ers by keeping Jimmy and allowing Tomlinson to go. And then the question I have for you is, what do you think about the 49ers decision to keep Jimmy and letting Tomlinson go? Obviously, hindsight's 2020, right? Obviously, we got rookies on the offensive line, especially on the interior. Do you think we should have kept Tomlinson? Are the 49ers kicking themselves right now?
Well, I am, if they're not. And it's really because I spend too much time now researching stuff for the Niners, for content, for coming on shows like yours or doing my own, just on the internet like a lot of us do. And what I saw yesterday was someone hit me with that somewhere on Twitter, where they said, it just really got to me. We could have franchise tagged Tomlinson. Maybe for one season, the Young Kings incoming season, just to make sure he's cool, and then boom, let him maybe walk next year. Right. But no. However it may affect Jimmy or not, same thing with Debo. Us saying Jimmy on the team prevented a lot of us, faithful thinking that, or in media, Jimmy on the team affected us signing Debo, when clearly it didn't. But I don't know how they exactly correlate, but I feel it's a little bit more probably, if at all, than the situation was with Debo. Having Jimmy on the team prevented us from not only signing him, but I guess they never put that rabbit out the hat anyway with the franchise tag, primarily our team. So I think that we missed an opportunity there to at least have the incumbent guard from last year, who was just about on the edge of being a Pro Bowler, here to help groom AB and even Burford, maybe, who we still could have drafted this year.
And I think we have to remember last year, our interior of our offensive line was Pro Bowl left guard Lincoln Tomlinson, center Alex Mack, and then right guard Daniel Brunskill. So we had pretty much veterans in basically all 3 of those guys are veterans. And now we have two rookies. If we figure Banks is going to start at left guard, Burford's going to start at right guard, and then Brindle, which I don't think he has significant amount of snaps in regular season games, he's going to be starting at center. Really. So, I mean, what a transition for your basically rookie quarterback in Trey Lance. You go from a veteran, nearly Pro Bowl interior of your offensive line to now you have basically two inexperienced, or let's say 3 inexperienced players, and they haven't really proved that they're NFL caliber starters. So that's a hell of a transition, and that's not a good thing. And you mentioned the franchise tag. I looked up the highest paid guards. Brandon Scherff of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's making $16.5 million. I don't think there's any way the Niners would pay Lincoln Tomlinson top 5 of the guards. Yeah. Right now he's ranked top 6. He's 6 right now. Lincoln Tomlinson, he's making about $13 million from the Jets. Yeah, I just don't think the 49ers would pay that. No. $13 million for a guard, unfortunately. But hey, that decision.
I'm sorry if I can say something that you said. For one, something that I heard a long time ago, before the world even got to where it is now, when I was a little younger. Trey is a rookie, at least to the players in the NFL, if what I heard is true. And what I heard is that players in the NFL believe that you have to play, I think, 20 games before they consider you no longer a rookie. So you have to finish out your first season and play like the first quarter of the next season, 4 games
Right.
before the games with the 17. So, like, yes, you're correct, 100%. Like, he's basically a rookie, and
Yeah.
we had an opportunity to have a line from center on last year where everybody was possibly a Pro Bowler. They can get in as an alternate, a Hall of Fame center, walk off the field Hall of Fame left tackle, and we had no worries really on the left side of our line. Now,
Yeah.
4/5 of our line is a worry.
Yeah, it'll be a very, very interesting season, that's for sure. I mean, when you look back last year, the talent we had on the offensive line, and just the amount of games played between those five guys, and now the only, well, obviously we know the big silverback Trent Williams, he'll be there, and then McGlinchey, his status for week one is up in the air. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how this offensive line shakes out, who stays on the active roster, and who gets cut. Gotta say, what's good to SF Niners Sports Nation? Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely.
Also, we have Young Hitter in the building. What's good?
What's
Young
happening,
Hitter
Young
says, "What's
Hitter?
up, Jay in the Bay? Hope you're having a wonderful, blessed day. Same to you. Appreciate you coming in today." Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Jay. So, McGlinchey, you mentioned McGlinchey and him being available shortly. What are your thoughts on McGlinchey when he is available? Is that really going to be his? I guess that they say your best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Will that come true for him? Is it going to matter when McGlinchey? What do you think of or Big Mike or Medium Mike?
Mike McGlinchey, double M. Man, I think he's a really good run blocker. And it's funny, we really don't talk about offensive linemen unless they're, committing a penalty or
Correct.
unless they're allowing their opponent to get a sack over them. And I think McGlinchey, he could have, 40, 45 offensive snaps, and he could pass block 40, 42 great, right? Or pretty good. And then he gives up a sack when you least expect it, or you really need him to anchor and hold his opponent in front of him. And I think that's kind of like, yeah, he whiffs. But McGlinchey, he's coming into the last year of his contract. He wants to get that generational wealth. Football players, they love to excel in their contract year, man. They love to. So we should be able to get the best from McGlinchey. Yeah, exactly. Look at Debo. Exactly. We should be able to get the best from McGlinchey this year, but it's kind of out of his hands because his body is just, it's not where it needs to be right now. He's not healthy. He won't be practicing this week. It's basically a day-to-day situation with McGlinchey. Hopefully he'll be ready week one because his backup, what is that? I think it's Colton McKivitz. I think he's decent. He's solid. Like, we have to remember in 2019, we lost Joe Staley. We lost McGlinchey for multiple weeks during the year, and we were still able to get to a Super Bowl. So it's not impossible, but it's definitely not ideal. Yeah, it's definitely not ideal for us to, basically only have one vet on the line and then 4 inexperienced guys. Like that's a terrible situation to put a rookie quarterback in. But we just got to hope. We just got to hope things will work themselves out. Romello Bell says they better get that Raiders Leatherwood guy. He seems like he can be a good player. Get rid of Jimmy. We don't need him. Yeah, I mean, the Leatherwood, I think he's talking about the guard that the Raiders drafted when Gruden was there, and I guess he's not meeting expectations. So, who knows the status with him. But the 49ers have worked out some offensive linemen. I heard they also worked out a tight end today, so they're continuing to try to, I guess, add talent to this roster. Gotta say,
I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry, we did work out a guard, and then I was going to actually ask you, Jay. I apologize for interrupting, but we worked out John Miller today from Carolina, and then I think the tight end's name was Dalton Keene, I think, for the Patriots. But I really just wanted to ask you, what do you think is the potential starting lineup for us?
Starting lineup, for the best case scenario, I think obviously you had Trent at left tackle. At left guard, I think they're going to go with Banks, and part of that is, hey, he was a second round pick. The 49ers scouted him out, and he's got to perform. We at least have to see what he has. So I think he will be the starting left guard. At center right now, I think it's Jake Brindle. Brunskill's dealing with, I think, the hamstring injury. He hasn't practiced, so it's Brindle's job to lose. At right guard, it's Burford. He's been taking first team reps at that right guard spot.
Yeah, yep.
So I think he would be there at right guard, and then McGlinchey if he's healthy at right tackle. And obviously, especially with offensive linemen, the best offensive linemen usually are players who have played together for multiple games. They played multiple weeks together. This is basically a brand new offensive line that hasn't played together. So there's going to be some bumps in the road, that's for sure. And also you got Trey Lance under center. There's going to be bumps in the road. He's a rookie quarterback. So I think the best thing for this team is to run the ball. Like run the ball, control the clock, play great defense. It sucks that Jimmy Ward will be out for the first month. But I think that's this team's best option. My offensive line, is that who you had, or do you have someone else who could potentially be a starter on this offensive line?
I think that you have it. You hit it with the axe. you're digging for gold. You hit it perfect. Unless Jason Post somewhere slips in between left guard and maybe I don't know if he's had enough reps there in training camp, but unless he steals a spot at guard, I think that you're 100% right. I was just hoping maybe Aaron Banks was not going to be in your list too. I just think that I don't see it when I look at him, whether it's on the field or if I just look at him speak or a picture. I just don't see it. But I think that he's going to be our starting left guard next to Trent, trying to get groomed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of the benefits of playing next to Trent Williams for Banks. That's who he can lean on. He's got an all-pro Hall of Fame player next to him. That can only elevate his career. So that's what we hope. But Aaron Banks, hey, he's kind of like Trey Sermon. At least he's getting the first team reps. I don't know if it's necessarily earned or the 49ers like, hey man, we drafted you second overall. Lincoln Tomlinson is no longer here. We need you to step up. So I think he's been solid in preseason games. Is he great? No. Is he terrible? No. But hopefully we'll see a steady improvement. Just like we want Trey Lance. I know people want Trey Lance to come out the gate and be an MVP type caliber player. 300 plus yards, 4 touchdowns a game. Like that's probably not going to happen, right? So as long as we see Trey continue to steadily get better week to week, that's all we can really ask for. And I just have to stay off Twitter because man, it's a figurative war zone out there when it comes
to a real place.
Yeah, when it comes to Trey Lance and Jimmy G and all this stuff. So
it's bad.
Yeah, absolutely.